But what we're going to do today is get you to cook just the way that I do. And you know, I say this to Heather all the time. If people could cook the way that I do, there would be no more stress in the kitchen. There would be no more problems. You would enjoy everything that you do. So by the end of this webcast, you're going to cook like me, I promise you. Let me ask you, do any of these apply to you? I mean, are you always trying to figure out what's for dinner? Is it just a constant battle of what am I going to cook? What am I going to come up with? Does the convenience of frozen foods and prepared foods, you know, bring you toward taking shortcuts because you really don't want to cook? You don't enjoy cooking. Do you never have enough dinner ideas? I mean, are you cooking from cookbooks? Are you searching for cookbooks? Are you swapping recipes? Do you actually provide your meals more from your phone book or the quick dial on your phone than you do from any recipe book or your kitchen? These are things that we're going to solve for you tonight. Are you constantly looking for new recipes? This is an addiction. You've got to swap recipes. You've got to find a new recipe. Ooh, where'd you get that recipe? How did you cook that? I got a comment from someone online just this morning, as a matter of fact, who said that they created something for their grandma, and their grandma said, oh, you'll have to give me the recipe. And he said, I don't have a recipe. And she looked at him like he had no head. How could you possibly cook without a recipe? But this is a cycle. This is an addiction. First thing we're going to start cooking is taco fish, because in my pantry, here's tortilla chips from something else that I did, but don't you hate when you get to the bottom of the bag and there's all these like bits and pieces and so on, you wind up throwing out the end of the bag? Well, out of my pantry, I'm going to take these taco chips and we're going to go over here and do a basic breading procedure for some flounder, get it in the oven as an illustration of how quickly we can do a baking procedure. Come down here with me. There we go. So you can see, beautiful. All right, here's my taco chips. Oh, they were mostly crumbs anyway. You get a flat container like that. Crush them up a little more. Now you can use any kind of dried item like this for breading, but the thing is that it allows you to take advantage of just putting something in the oven and walking away. This dry convective heat surrounding the item with hot air. So I crush up my black tortilla chips. I've got some flour here. It gives me an opportunity to season my flour if I'd like with some salt, some pepper, flour, crumbs. The other aspect of this I need is an egg. Beaten egg. Now this is a basic breading procedure, and the idea being that the protein product, whether it's chicken or fish or whatever you're breading, is in flour first, because the flour will stick to the fish. Then in the egg will stick to the flour, and then the crumbs will stick to the egg. It needs to be this three-part procedure. You can't just put things in eggs and then in crumbs. That's when your coating comes off. Now here's a real trick to it, and here's some flounder fillets. And these actually are frozen, but yeah, if you like your fresh fillets, I prefer to go to the fish market. But for today, to show you how easily you can cook out of your freezer 2 flounder fillets. Here's the trick though. If we take the flounder, right, put it in the flour, shake that around, take it out. We want a dry hand and a wet hand. So when I put this into the egg is going to stick to my fingers as well. And over into my crumbs. There we go. Nacho crumbed fish on a baking sheet with some parchment paper. All right, taco fish in the oven down there. This is a basic convective cooking method, like I say. Real easy to bread anything that you have when you know that basic breading procedure, and throw it in the oven. Now we're going to put some salsa on top of it and some shredded Mexican flavored cheese. Serve it with refried beans, but that took me longer to explain it than it did to even do it.
Taco fish. My goodness. I have been cooking today. Taco fish, imagine that with refried beans or Spanish rice, something along those lines.